It's been 1 year, so finally, let's get back to talking about my DC cinematic universe. When last we left my DCCU, the world had just been invaded by Darkseid and his armies. Over 1 billion people lost their lives during this crisis, including Batman. Superman had lost his powers, and Wonder Woman left to live with the gods on New Genesis, leaving the world in the hands of their proteges. The first project of Phase 4 of my DC Cinematic Universe would be a 12-episode TV series titled The 52, following the 52 weeks post-crisis. Part of the story would follow Dick Grayson as he is adjusting to taking over Wayne Enterprises after Bruce's death. He's also wondering what it's going to be like to move back to Gotham and become the city's only Caped Crusader. And so as he's preparing Bloodhaven to leave, a new vigilante appears on the scene. A Batwoman. Throughout the season, Nightwing will be investigating her, she will be investigating him, they will eventually find out both of each other's secret identities, he will train her how to be a better vigilante. In this universe, Kate Kane is not the cousin of Bruce Wayne, because I've always fucking hated that. She is her own independent person. This was her own idea. Together, they would work to take down Bruno Mannheim, who has taken over Intergang since Lex Luthor has sort of vanished from the picture, and he is making moves to become the one and only organized crime unit within Bloodhaven. And during this time, on his investigation, Dick Grayson goes on the game show The Clue Master, because Kate Kane is another one of the competitors. It's a charity one, it's 3 billionaires doing a trivia show. And during this episode, Dick Grayson is playing such a dumb himbo playboy version of himself that he inadvertently drives the game show host, Arthur Brown, completely fucking insane. And Arthur begins planning to take down the idiots in power. And back in Gotham City, Tim Drake finds a group of orphaned street youths from the crisis that call themselves We Are Robin, founded in honor of Jason Todd, who was beaten to death not very long ago on live TV before the crisis happened. They have taken up the mantle of Robin in this stead, and it is during this and working with them that Tim Drake decides to take up the mantle of Robin as well. While training with all these kids, he meets their leader, Duke Thomas. Tim and Duke become very good friends, and during the season, Tim helps Duke track down Punchline, and they force her to show them how to make the Joker laughing gas so they can work up a Joker anti-venom to cure Duke's parents. Because in my third Batman movie, Batman Silent Night, a couple gets gassed right in front of their child. That's one of the 12 nights of Christmas that Joker has planned that night. Duke was that child. Staying in Gotham, Lucius Fox is becoming the CEO of Wayne Enterprises, with Dick Grayson becoming the COO. And because Lucius is taking on this new position, he has to fill the head of R&D, and he hires his son, Luke Fox. And during this, Luke looks at all of the R&D projects that Wayne Enterprises has been doing, and he realizes Batman was Bruce Wayne. His dad helped invent Bruce's tech, and he uncovers the Batwing suit prototype, which was essentially the prototype to the Batman Beyond suit. And he takes it upon himself to finish the project. As one of the many people resurrected by the white light at the end of Crisis, Black Adam is questioning why he was brought back. And he decides to reclaim his kingdom of Kandak, which vanished thousands of years. It was an ancient Egyptian kingdom. His country is now within the borders of the modern-day country, Bialia. And so Black Adam overthrows the corrupt, horrible government run by Queen Bee. And yes, he will meet Isis and Osiris. Also resurrected by the white light is Tara Markov, who returns home to her country of Markovia and reunites with her older brother, Brion. The two bond. He manages to convince his sister to actually seek help for all of the trauma she's been through, and working together, the two of them stop a plot to overthrow their rule by their father's dastardly cousin, Frederick DeLam, aka Baron Bedlam. He has also inherited Geoforce powers, but unlike his niece and nephew, these activated because of the white light, that same light that resurrected people at random across the globe. It also activated a lot of dormant metagenes. And it is dealing with new metahumans from that awakening that Steel and Supergirl get up to in Metropolis, while Connor Kent is gone. And where is Connor, you ask? He's in space. You see, after the crisis, after things were getting cleaned up, the Justice League learned that a group of aliens who had come to help during the crisis kidnapped a bunch of metahuman children and brought them off into space. And one of them was a little girl named Alice, who loved Superman more than anything. And even though the world saw Superman die during the crisis, Alice was convinced that Superman would come and save her. And so Connor flew into space after them. He took a boom tube to the edge of space and flew from there, tracking down these kids. Yes, this is an adaptation of Superman up in the sky, but it's Connor doing it. Clark and Lois packed him like a backpack full of supplies that he wears down during this season. And finally, he gets to the final planet where Alice is being held. It is an entire planet abandoned by life, except for one scientist and his army of robots. This scientist's goal is to study the metagene, because it's the same metagene that the new gods have, that the old gods had, that the most powerful beings in the universe all mutated in the same way when exposed to the light. And so this scientist kidnapped a bunch of metahuman kids from Earth because he figured no one would miss them during this crisis. But that scientist gambled wrong, and he pissed off Connor. By the time Connor gets to this final planet, his clothes are pretty much destroyed. And when he reaches into his supply pack, down at the bottom is the Superman suit that Clark gave him, that Connor told Clark afterwards he wasn't ready to wear. Well, now he is. He puts it on, and he single-handedly destroys the entire planet's army of robots and saves Alice. During him and Alice's flight back to Earth, he finds out that her metahuman ability is a superpower known as tactile telekinesis. When they get back to Earth, he returns her to the Metropolis orphanage from where she was kidnapped, and she parts with him with a hug, thanking him for saving her, because she always knew that Superman would. But it doesn't end there, because a couple days later, a couple come in to adopt Alice. Their names are Clark and Lois Kent, and they're from Smallville. Now, those were the biggest storylines that the show would center on, but we do get some references to other people. Wally is working on repairing Central City. Cassie is struggling with what it means to inherit the mantle of Wonder Woman. Alderam and Arthur are working together to save the citizens of Sub Diego as San Diego sunk into the ocean during crisis, and many citizens mutated because of the white light into some sort of Atlantean-like or fish-like being, and these guys are trying to help them adapt to that. And then finally, as just a little fun thing, as I said, the white light resurrected a whole bunch of people at random throughout, like, all of human history. And so here are the two that I wanted you guys to know about. Abraham Lincoln and Freddie Mercury were resurrected by the white light in my universe, and it's going to be referenced throughout the 52 that Queen is doing a reunion tour, and the presidency doesn't know what to do because the standing president who died is now suddenly back, and they're not sure if they're supposed to give him power back or what's supposed to happen because of this. And just like that, we are back. Guys, every single Friday for the next 17 Fridays, I'm going to have one of these projects ready for you. We are going to be going in order. Tune in this Friday for Flash Godspeed, next week for Raven, the week after for Green Arrow. All of these videos will be posted 1 hour earlier on my TikTok channel. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be here.